Welcome to my channel. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. American Pickers star Frank Fritz's friend has blamed the History Channel show for the late star's brief feud with his co-star Mike Wolfe. Frank passed away at 60 years old on September 30, 2 years after he suffered a stroke, with Mike, 59, and loved ones by his side. But before the stars reconciled after Frank suffered his stroke, the two weren't on speaking terms for years. In an exclusive interview with the U.S. Sun, Frank's friend Jerry Gendreau gave more insight behind their temporary falling out. Working with anybody on a daily basis for 10 or 15 years is tough. Mike is very scripted and knowledgeable about what he does, and Frank would shoot from the hip. I was told many years ago, if you like it, if you got a good eye, buy it because somebody else will like it. Jerry revealed the old friends reconciled because of Frank's stroke, and because, whatever happened between them, time always heals. He said, "I wish everything could have come around and ended with one season of them all reconciling." Jerry previously told the U.S. Sun that Frank would have returned to the show had it not been for his health issues. Mike came up with the idea for the show. Mike was smart enough to know the show would be perfect with Frank, Jerry said. My analogy of the two, Mike and Frank, were like Jerry Lewis and Dean Martin. Jerry Lewis, Frank, was just as important or maybe even more important for the show. It's very hard to be the Jerry Lewis all of the time. I think Frank would have went back, but he had his health issues. And he did have some serious health issues. From 25 or 30 on, he suffered from Crohn's. Crohn's is a bowel disease that causes inflammation in the digestive tract. Jerry explained how Frank became a fan favorite on the show because of his spontaneity. He was truly the comedian who popped out with some of the weirdest and dumbest things that you just go, "Wow," Jerry said. Frank left American Pickers in 2020 to undergo back surgery and was officially let go in 2021. Frank revealed his feud with co-star Mike during an interview with the U.S. Sun in 2021. Frank said, "I haven't talked to Mike in 2 years. He knew my back was messed up, but he didn't call me up and ask how I was doing. That's just how it is. The show is tilted towards him 1000%. I can't even bend that far down to show you how much. That's fine. It's like you've got Aerosmith, and there's Steven Tyler, and he's the frontman. I found my spot. I'm second, and he's number 1 on the show. That's no problem with me. Maybe he does have a problem." He also admitted, "I think Mike wants to get his brother Robbie in there to replace me. I don't know why he's behaving like that towards me." Robbie ultimately replaced Frank on the series. Shortly after Frank's interview with the U.S. Sun, Mike announced his co-star's firing over Instagram. "I have known Frank for as long as I can remember. He's been like a brother to me. The journey that Frank, Danny, and I started back in 2009, like all of life, has come with its highs and lows, blessings and challenges, but it has also been the most rewarding," he wrote. "The support that you all have given us has been a constant reminder of what the show's message has always been. Through these places, people, and things, we all have a common thread. We're here to not only take care of the past, but also each other. I will miss Frank just like all of you, and I pray for the very best and all good things for him on the next part of his journey." Then, Frank suffered a stroke in July 2022. Mike and Frank ended their feud during his health issues when they reunited over Memorial Day weekend of 2023. A source close to Frank told the U.S. Sun at the time, "Everything between them is fine. They've known each other for 40 years. They went to high school. They've done all this stuff together. They're very good friends, great friends." The passing comes 2 years after Frank suffered a stroke in his Iowa home. Frank was unable to recover from the stroke fully, as he was rushed to the hospital 4 times in 2022 and 2023 for pneumonia and a seizure. He was left wheelchair-bound and returned to a rehabilitation center after the hospital stints. He can walk, but he's always going to need the wheelchair because he can't walk long distances, a source previously told the U.S. Sun in August 2023. "Basically, you lose motion. He lost motion. A stroke can affect your left or your right side. It affected his right side." Frank Fritz was placed under a conservatorship in August 2022, just weeks after he suffered a stroke. Frank's conservator is Midwestone Bank and is in charge of his finances. The bank agreed to invest Frank's money in collections to generate income. The guardian is his good friend, Chris Davis. Chris is responsible for helping Frank manage his Crohn's disease treatment, go to physical therapy, grocery shop, cook, and more day-to-day tasks. The conservatorship also agreed to help replenish Frank's Iowa antique store. Fritz finds a wheelchair ramp and more have been installed in his Iowa home under the conservatorship. Frank's close friends filed for a conservatorship and guardianship for him in August 2022. Mike was the one who announced Frank's passing over Instagram the morning after the death. Ahead of the American Pickers premiere, Mike dedicated the season to his longtime friend. He wrote, "It has taken me a long time to figure out what I was going to say or if I even wanted to post that we have new episodes starting tomorrow night. The timing of this and Frank's passing is not great. However, we have been making shows without Frank for 4 years now, and we have always wanted him to be back with this crew, but he couldn't due to health issues. Every time the crew and I were in Iowa, we would go and sit by Frank's side and let him know how much he was missed, how he could never be replaced, and we will work incredibly hard on every episode to make him proud. As always, since Frank has left, I dedicate this show and all the others this season in his honor." Fritz and Mike Wolf were once inseparable on American Pickers, a duo that brought a unique blend of humor, curiosity, and heart to the world of antique hunting. For over a decade, they scoured the backroads of America together, unearthing forgotten treasures and sharing their excitement with millions of viewers. However, when Frank exited the show in 2021, rumors of a rift between the two friends began circulating. Now, a close friend of Frank has come forward, blaming the fame and pressures of American Pickers for their falling out and drawing attention to how different Mike and Frank were when it came to dealing with the demands of reality TV. A friendship fractured by fame, Fritz and Mike Wolf had been friends long before the success of American Pickers. They met in their younger days, bonded by a shared love for hunting down hidden treasures and relics from the past. Their friendship seemed solid, and when they began filming American Pickers in 2010, their on-screen chemistry made it easy to believe they were the best of friends. Fans loved their dynamic, which combined Frank's down-to-earth nature with Mike's polished persona. But as the show grew in popularity, so did the expectations for both men. A friend close to Frank revealed that fame created new tensions, ones that neither Frank nor Mike had anticipated. According to the friend, the very thing that brought them together ultimately tore them apart. As the show became more scripted and polished, Frank reportedly felt pressured to change who he was to fit into the growing expectations of American Pickers production. In contrast, Mike seemed to embrace the scripted format, adapting easily to his role as the lead personality. The scripted nature of American Pickers. When American Pickers began, it was praised for its real feel. Frank and Mike didn't seem like actors, they felt like genuine people sharing their lives with the audience. However, as with many reality shows, success often brings changes. As viewership grew, so did the show's production team and the level of control over each episode. Instead of spontaneous discoveries, some segments began to feel more curated. Stories and items were reportedly chosen not just for their value, but also for their potential drama or sentimental appeal. This shift toward a more produced show didn't sit well with Frank. A naturally spontaneous, straightforward person, he was uncomfortable with the increasing scripting and manipulation of events. While Mike adapted to the format, Frank's friend says that Frank struggled to reconcile the more polished, scripted version of American Pickers with the raw, adventure-filled experience he loved. He wanted to stay true to his roots as a picker who genuinely cared about finding hidden gems and sharing their history, not about creating dramatic moments for the camera. This difference in attitudes created tension between the two men. Mike, as the show's co-creator, had a vested interest in its success, which may have led him to accept the scripted elements more readily. Frank, however, saw it as compromising the integrity of what they had built together. The impact of fame on Frank's life. According to Frank's friend, the sudden fame that came with American Pickers was overwhelming for him. Unlike Mike, who seemed comfortable in the limelight, Frank was more reserved and grounded. Fame brought unexpected challenges, including media scrutiny and public pressure, which didn't always sit well with him. Frank's health issues and personal struggles added to the toll that fame took on his life. He's been open about his battle with Crohn's disease, a chronic condition that made it difficult to film the show at times. His friend revealed that the demands of American Pickers, combined with his health struggles, often left him feeling drained and stressed. This strain reportedly contributed to a drinking problem, which led to a DUI arrest in 2017. Despite these challenges, Frank's friend says that he wanted to continue with the show, hoping he could balance his personal struggles with his passion for picking.